Okay, good morning, everyone. We are going to learn English, and we are basically going after reflexive pronouns. And it is something we can handle very well. And the word pronouns are not new to you. I will start by defining the word pronoun before going to the word reflexive. A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. A pronoun is a word used in place of a noun, and pronouns replace nouns in a story or in a sentence or in a phrase or in a conversation. Listen to this little story. A lion lives in a forest. A lion is a wild animal. A lion's young one is called a cub. A lion is a carnivorous animal. Now, what plays out in that particular short paragraph is the repetition or the number of repeated times I have used the word lion. Lion being an animal, it takes pronoun it, that is under personal pronouns. Under personal pronouns. So particularly today, we are going to look at pronouns of emphasis. Pronouns of emphasis. Pronouns of emphasis. Now, these pronouns of emphasis is a word that draws attention. This reflexive pronoun, rather. The reflexive pronoun is a word that draws attention to the doer of the action in a sentence, emphasizes on the subject. Now, the reflexive part is the word that draws attention to the doer of the action in a sentence, emphasizes on subject. Emphasizes on subject. Now, let me go. Let me look the word reflexive. Now, this reflexive pronoun now is a word that draws attention to the doer of the action in a sentence. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Let me break it down. And this is how I break it down. I'm breaking it down in this way that so reflexive pronoun draws attention to the doer of the action. Doer of the action. In every sentence, there must be someone who is presiding over the action. Someone who is presiding over the action. There is someone who is presiding over the action. There is somebody doing the action. That is the doer of the action. Or he is the subject of the sentence. I want to be very categorical in my explanation. And let me use Jabez here. Jabez cuts grass. The action is cutting of grass. Who does the work? Jabez. Jabez is the doer of the action. Or you can as well say he is the subject in the sentence. And who is receiving the action? The action is being received by grass. So in this case, Jabez is the subject and the grass is the object. I hope that is very clear. And the subject in a sentence also doubles up as the doer of the action. Zahara climbs a hill. The action being done there is hill climbing, and hill climbing is being done by Zahara. Hill climbing is being done by Zahara, so Zahara is the doer of the action. Now, with that in mind, I'm going back to reflexive pronouns. What have I just said they are? Reflexive pronouns are words that draw attention to the doer of the action. or emphasizes on the subject. Now you understand the subject is no different from the word doer. So what attention does this draw? It shows that the action was done by the particular doer. So this particular group of pronouns take, self. The pronoun is combined with self. The pronoun is put together with self or selves. Of course, it is now easier that selves go with plurals and self go with singulars. It is drawing attention to the doer of the action, that however hard that task might have proved to be, it was performed by the doer or by the subject. So uses when a thing or a person acts by itself. We use reflexive pronoun when a thing or a person acts by itself or does the action by itself or by himself or by herself. 2, it puts emphasis on subject in a sentence. It helps us understand that the whole task or the whole act was performed by the subject in the sentence. Please don't let me go back to try and explain subject. Subject is well clear now. The doer of the action. In most instances, subjects begin a sentence. They are both singular and plural. These reflective pronouns are both singular and plural. Please see there, myself. Plural of myself is ourselves. Herself. Those are now examples of reflective pronouns. Herself. Plural of herself is themselves. Itself, the plural of itself is themselves. Then we have you, yourself, if you are one, and if you are many, yourselves. Please note that these pronouns of emphasis are derived from personal pronouns. They are derived from possessive pronouns, and then we reach or we get to reflexive pronouns. So next, I'm going to look at examples in sentences. Examples in sentences of reflexive pronouns. How are they used in sentences? Before I actually take you through the sentences I've listed there, there is something important I want to note here. I want you to know that these reflexive pronouns are also used together with nouns. They are also used together with nouns in sentences. So long as the noun is the doer of the action the noun is performing or doing or acting on can also be emphasized on. Can also be emphasized on. Look at me here, or you all know me very well, or those who don't know me, I'm Jabez. Jabez is male. So the pronoun for male is he, his, him. Those are pronouns donated to male. He, his, him. Now, Jabez walked from Nairobi to Mombasa on foot. You remember when we had cessation of movement around Nairobi? Yes, we do. So during that time, probably I wanted to go to Mombasa. Then I opted to walk from Nairobi to Mombasa. So you say, Jabez walked from Nairobi to Mombasa himself. Jabez walked from Nairobi to Mombasa himself. You are not given he or pronoun he as the subject or the doer of the action in the sentence. You are given a male name. It is important that you know most male names we use in Kenya. Most male names we use in Kenya. It is important that you should know most of the male names we use in Kenya. We have the Islamic names, we have the Christian names, and even secular names. So it is imperative in you to know which male are you referring to. Next is female. We have several different Somali female names: Anisa, Naima, Aisha, Asha, Uber, please. There are also Christian names, Grace, Pamela, and so forth and so on. So such ones, make sure you get the correct reflexive pronoun. Let me give examples. Uber cooked the rice herself. If it is Uber cooked the rice dash, now I shall struggle, or I will struggle, or you will struggle to know is Uber male or female. So that's an area which is a little bit tricky, but as a progressive learner, you should be able to take care of that, right? You should be able to take care of that. And I believe you can easily, correctly, and rightfully take care of that. The other thing are animals and objects. If it is one object, in most cases, it will be introduced in a sentence using determiner a or the. Like, a boy slided down himself because of the word boy. And if there are two, we can say Ahmed and Hassan slided down themselves because that is already plural. Plural for he, she, and it is they, them, their. So themselves. There is nothing like themselves. Themselves. Right? And if we are referring to different animals, trees, or any other object which is being used in this sentence, like I have a phone here, okay? This phone could be on the table and it's ringing and it's vibrating. In the process of vibrating, the phone could be moving. The phone could be moving in the process of vibrating. So as the phone moves during vibration, the phone is likely to fall off. So you say, the phone fell off the table by itself. The phone fell off the table by itself. My children, I believe those few explanations and examples are given opens up our mind. Then back to what we have here. And this is it. This is what we have. Examples in sentences. How do we use these reflective pronouns in sentences? Anissa ate the food by herself. Anissa ate the food by herself. I'm sorry if one of us is called Anissa, but I'm looking at it this way. Could be the food Anissa ate was much. Under normal circumstances, it was not food worth being eaten by one person. Maybe 2 or 3 people would have shared it. But probably when you went to the room, you were surprised that it was all eaten by one person. So you put emphasis on the person who ate the food, who is Anissa. And here is the sentence. Anissa ate the food by herself. I hope it is clear. Yesterday, I was told the name Bilan is a male name. So Bilan is a boy of about 12 years. And being 12 years old, it is not easy to be able to drive a car. But probably this boy is cheeky enough to be able to know how to drive at a tender age. It is not allowed by law here in Kenya, and I believe so in many countries. So, but it so happened that he was able to drive this car, maybe 100 meters from where the car was parked. So we say, Bilan drove the car himself. We are putting emphasis on the person who drove the car. And in this case, it is Bilan. So we say, Bilan drove the car himself. Okay? Here, we are having a dog. A dog is an animal. So being an animal, a dog has its own characters. So the dog chased the hyena by itself. In normal circumstances, we expect the hyena to be the one chasing the dog. But could be you're a pit bull or a shepherd or whatever type of dog who is extremely very brave. So probably when the hyena came to your home, the dog barked and scared the hyena away. And just to make sure that the hyena went completely, it went after the hyena. So we say the dog chased the hyena by itself. The dog chased the hyena by itself. The dog chased the hyena by itself. So in that, we understand that this task of ensuring that the hyena went away was done by the dog, and the dog did it out of its own will, psyche, and power. Now, next we have the girl sang the song themselves. What I was talking about. When the doer of the action is in plural, the reflexive pronoun must also be in plural. When the doer of the action is plural or shows that the doers of the actions are plural words or plural pronouns, then the reflexive pronoun must also be in plural. So here I have the girls sang the song themselves. Let me give you an example how it could work. Predominantly, you guys speak Somali language, and probably English, and probably any other language you have. But in Kenya, we have very many dialects. There are up to 45, 46 different languages spoken in Kenya. So in the process of speaking all those different languages in Kenya, there is also likelihood of probably your music teacher giving you a song in Somali. And the girls, I mean a song in Maasai. Maasai languages are one of the hardest languages to master. So when this is happening, you are able to successfully master the song and sing it very well. So those of us who are reporting or giving statement or giving a sentence on what the girls were able to do, we simply say the girls sang the song themselves. It was a hard song in a different language you don't speak, but you mastered it quickly and you were able to sing it. The children worked themselves. Look here, the word children is plural. I believe you know that there are certain plural words which do not take S-E-S and I-E-S. Child, children, foot, feet, tooth, teeth, ox, oxen, mouse, mice. They are still in plural anyway, so we say the children worked themselves. Could be it's some garden work, and it looks hard work to be done, but the kids somehow managed to have it done. They somehow managed to have the work done, so we say the children worked themselves, which means the work was done by the children, and the person reporting this or writing this or saying this sentence is putting emphasis on what the children were able to do. He cut the tree himself. Probably it's a very big tree and you are using an axe. Yes, you can cut it, but it takes long. So probably this was a very big tree and the person cutting it was male or is male in this case. So we say he cut the tree himself. Note the word cut. It is an irregular verb which does not change into any form, whether in past tense or in present tense. Only when it is in present continuous tense, you double the T before adding ing. But in this case, he cut the tree himself is a clear indication that the sentence refers or is referring to past tense. The sentence is referring to past tense, something which happened in the past and it is now done and dusted. Next is she washed the clothes by herself. She washed the clothes by herself. She washed the clothes by herself. It could probably the clothes were too many. A family of 10 and a class 6 girl is left at home on a Saturday, and by the time the family returns from their journey, they find all the clothes have been washed. Much to their surprise, they are told that it was done by Aisha. So we say she washed the clothes by herself, which means the emphasis is on Aisha and the work which Aisha did, which initially looked Herculean, very big and or probably quite impossible for her to be able to do. Next is they did the task themselves. They did the task themselves. Now, themselves here matches with they, their, them, themselves. We are referring to quite a number of people. All plurals of third person singulars is they. Then next is you flew. Next is you flew the kite yourself. I don't know whether most of you like playing with kites. Playing with the kite is a very good thing to do. It's fun, it's good, and it's quite inviting. So we can say you play with a kite or you fly it yourself. You are yourself. You are yourself. Right? Right? Yes. You cross the river yourselves. Probably this is a swollen river with a lot of water in it, but you are able to swim in the river. You are able to move through the waters of the river. So when the people on the other side see you cross or find you on the other side, and probably there is no bridge where you crossed, or there was no bridge at the point where you crossed, they will be surprised and ask, have you crossed the river yourselves? Remember, you can also have them in question form, like the one I've just asked. Have you crossed the river yourselves? There, or then somebody else will say, yes, they have crossed the river. They have crossed the river by themselves. So we can also have you have crossed the river yourselves. In the event we use yourself, it means we are referring to more than one second person. Not singular anymore, but plural. Remember, plural of second person personal pronoun you is you. But we use yourselves just to help us understand that now we are referring to quite a large number of people. Then we cooked the food ourselves. We cooked the food ourselves. Probably you have visitors at home. The visitors who are at home are not 3. They are not 4. They are not 5. They are quite a number. So the visitors whom you are cooking the food for are not 3. They are not 4. They are quite a number. So you say, we cooked the food ourselves. In most cases, our parents would go for or outsource for an outside caterer to come and do the cooking for us. But we really cannot accept, or we could tell mom that we are going to have visitors today, but instead of paying someone to come and do the cooking, let us do it on behalf of the family. At the onset or at the beginning, you are doubted. But when you deliver the food to the table to the visitors, I believe everyone will be excited and happy for you. So in this case, we say, we cooked the food ourselves. I believe those examples now opens up your mind and enables you to understand better the use of reflexive pronouns. So here we have an exercise on reflexive pronouns, and this exercise comprises of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. You are going to have those questions in your exercise book, write them, and forward to the number given down there. But it is only prudent, it is only right that I go through the question. Ahmed has done the work. Ahmed is a boy. So since Ahmed is male, you know the reflexive pronouns which matches one male. I have given you in bracket 2 answers, herself, himself. You should know which one is supposed to be used to fill the blank space. Number 2, Anissa mended the fence. Anissa is a girl, and you should also be able to know exactly what reflexive pronoun to pick and use when it comes to girl. So Anissa mended the fence. Probably the word mended, to simplify it, it would mean repair. Aisha repaired the fence. Yes, girls also work. They can also do practical manual works other than washing plates, cuddling the baby, and cooking. So can the girls feed the cows? Now, in this case, the girls are plural. The word girls are plural. So you should know which pronoun you use when you are referring to plurals. I've given you 2 answers there, herself and themselves. If you followed the lesson while I was giving examples in sentences, a question like question number 3 or question 3 should not trouble you whatsoever. You should definitely know that the word girls is plural and which is the plural pronoun or plural reflexive pronoun for third person plural, which is they. Yeah, we cooked the food. We, our. Another pronoun is us, our. So you know which one to pick there. The tiger broke the fence. Now, a tiger is an animal, and in this case, they are referring just to one tiger. Then she walked in the forest. She is female. You know, the answers provided there are two. The answers provided there are two. So, you know, she walked in the forest, dash. Are you cutting the wood by dash? Are you cutting the wood? The key word there is you. The doer of the action in that is you. So the answers in bracket are yourself and myself. Please pick the correct answer, use it to fill the blank space, and then forward your work to me using the WhatsApp number I have provided down there. Please ensure that the work comes just at the immediately or just when the lesson ends or immediately the lesson ends. Thank you very much. Write out that exercise and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Okay, teacher.
Copy the question and then forward to me right away.
Everybody repeat after me. Plant. Pot. Jerry can. Bucket. Bottle. And basin. Number one. I want to say chant. Everybody. Chant. Repeat after me. Chant. Number two. Read number two. Run. Number three. What can make things that can make water? Yes. Water. Everybody, water can. Read after me. Water can be made dirty by the following ways. We have washing clothes in the river. Yes. Washing clothes in the river. Bathing near water sources. Bathing near water sources. Mohammed, you have not done. Urinating near rivers. Masusu kwa maji. That is making water dirty. And swimming. Swimming in water makes it dirty. Also, animals drinking water, animals drink water from the river, they make water dirty. And the animals are drinking water, they remove wet. Wanapusi kwa maji. Then defective near a river. Ukienda kupitia karibu na maji kwa bush, you are making water that's flowing rapid. Water. That is making water. That's okay. Are we together? Now let us write. I think an institution, then write making water safe. Okay? Your mouth, but do not use your mouth.
We can see what we have just found there. Raman Yes, see that one? We have now let us see.
Yes.
Into here, we are given the question 0.22. Then we have 0.22. We have 1/4. We have
Hello, teacher.
Yes, please. You're finished?
what are we required to do here?
I'm finished.
Send right away.
Yes.
Arrange them in an order from the smallest. Let us see which one will be the smallest. Let us take all of them into decimal. We already have 0.22, that is decimal. Now we need to change quarter into decimal, which is the same as 1 divided by 4. That is 0.2. So here we did 0.25, another one is 0.5. So this one is bigger. That is what we are doing now. We arrange them from the smallest to the biggest.
Okay, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay? Class. Class. Are you done? Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there another lesson?
Eh?
Is there another lesson?
What are you saying?
Is there another lesson?
I don't know. How many do you normally have?
Six عادي garab.
How many?
أنا أقول يا شو عادي
So there is probably another one. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of the day. Can I go in class? In class?
Yes.
Arun, can I go?
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.